Hello and welcome to Just Do It, a Dewey Brothers podcast. This is Series 5, Episode
Five.
5.
We got
Nice.
2 5s, man.
Nice. I'm Alex,
I'm Eric.
and we have a special guest today.
That's right. We are joined by none other than
TJ.
Oh, it's back. TJ's back. He was able to scramble out of his cavern, and
Oh, thank goodness.
he's here for the podcast. So, yeah. Well, how's it been going, TJ? Long time since you've been on.
I know, I've just been absolutely booked. I wake up at like 4 p.m. and then I wallow in self-pity until about 5. And then I hate myself, so I play League of Legends all night. And then bedtime.
It's a vicious cycle, ain't it?
Wow, that's a pretty good use of your time, honestly. I can't think of a better way to spend it.
I did hear that you're working towards the capitalistic society, and soon you're going to be a drone to just modern consumerism.
That is true. I finally decided that it was time for me to embrace the capitalism in corporate America, and so I will be soon to be employed. So RIP my whole life, but money is nice.
I hope you find more time to get more money to spend it on League skins.
Exactly. With the dev team and the art that they've been making recently, it is very, very difficult to not spend all of my money.
I heard that old Jeffrey walked in, and you were just like, "Yes, Daddy Bezos, give me that sweet, sweet money in exchange for my soul."
Yes, I mean, the Jeffrey Bezos song is in my head on repeat. I'm not sure if you two are familiar, but
I do know it. I heard that he actually had promoted that himself. And I believe that he owns full custody of Bo Burnham's musical image now.
Well, all I have to say
right.
is that if the Amazon trucks aren't playing that song as they're driving by my house like the ice cream man, then something is clearly wrong with the system and it needs to be fixed.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
All right, Eric, we need to get on to the main topic. The people.
That's right.
They get confused when we don't have one of those.
We got a busy pod, that's for sure. That's why
they say crazy, insane things like, wow, your podcast is so much better this way. And, oh, what? There was something missing? Crazy stuff.
Absolutely manic, really.
Yeah.
So, Alex, this week we are talking about the Axe Valley Academy. Previously known as the Axe Valley Community College, the co-ed secondary school and sixth form located in Axminster, Devon, of the Southwest England region.
Oh, I drafted 3 of my professional footballers for my for my 5th tier of English football league from that school. Actually, Eric,
Really?
Did you know they were all alums? It's like a thing me and the boys were doing.
Who was it? It was Edward II, and then George. Is that the boys that you're talking about?
No, I had Charles, Edward II, and George. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Charles.
They're all from the Westminster, whatever school it was. And I think they're going to be good.
Valley, buddy. The Axe Valley.
I think they're going to be good. Well, now they're playing on Axfordshire. So that's the 5th tier football team they're playing on. Axfordshire Affordable Football Club. And 2 of them are. The other one's playing for their crosstown rivals, Axford Hampton.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, exactly. Even more affordable football club, EMAFC.
Mm-hmm.
And so I drafted him too because I needed a strong striker. And yeah, so me and the boys, by boys I mean a bunch of random strangers on the internet. I think TJ's in my betting pool. Are betting on the outcomes of 5th tier English soccer, which is stuff so low quality they don't think they televise it.
Alex, I gotta say, I'm a little worried with you being so public about how you're bidding on your own team. I've heard that that's taboo. Only in the 5th tier of 5th soccer discipline.
I mean, don't tell him, but I'm pretty good at picking fantasy teams, so you know.
Okay. That's I can get it.
Right now,
just
I'm 1 for
worried,
1 on fantasy team drafts.
I'm just worried that the this upcoming rivalry between the Axe Valley Academy and Hatchet Valley Academy, I think it's gonna be a bloodbath out there.
Oh, that's probably true, especially because the Hatchet kids are bringing their hatchets. TJ, what betting pool are you in again? Who's your bookie?
That's a great question. I just had a friend who kind of was like, "Hey, you like foots and balls, so why don't you join this fantasy thing?" And I said, "Okay, is there money involved?" And he said, "You know it." And so here I am. I think it's like Seesaw or something like that. Who even knows? I'm just in it for the
Seesaw
money.
United?
Oh, sure. You
Yeah,
know
that's the
better than
one.
I do.
They're another great team. They're in the area.
Well, the thing is, TJ's a miracle. I don't know how he does it. He just picks random names out of a hat and boom, he's got a winning combination right there.
Exactly. I just kind of like look at people and see like if they catch my interest. I'm kind of like whether it's their name, their looks. Maybe they look like they pumped quite a bit of iron at the gym, and I'm like, wow, they look like they'd win. It's
I mean,
just
Oh yeah,
also
he's got so many more points than me. Like my Ashford Academy boys, they really need to step up their game. I think they're late bloomers. I think they're gonna bloom.
Well, you also TJ, you forgot to mention the most important characteristic when picking your athletes. It's obviously their anime body pillow collection.
oh well, that's very true. I mean, that's the first thing I look up when I'm deciding whether or not I'm going to even draft somebody for my fantasy league. Is what's their favorite show? Who's their favorite character? Because you can tell a lot about a person from that. If
Oh,
they're
it's true.
if they're into those femboys, the ones that are set up just to be the traps. Oh well, you got to watch out for them because they could be a wild card. But if they like the classic characters that everybody likes, then they're boring. They don't bring anything to the table. They're average. You got to find some real wackadoos out there.
Ooh, the wackadoo. Yeah, I think the wackadoo alliance is that's the only way to go. So,
Well, Eric,
Alex,
I heard. I think that wraps it up about the what was it, Ashford Academy?
no, it's the Axe Valley, man. Come on,
Axe
the Axe
Valley
Valley
Academy.
Academy, everyone's favorite secondary school.
Yeah, where most of my now drafted footballers went to secondary school.
Yeah. So, in other news, I really can't stand talking about British things for that long. So, everywhere I go, I see reminders of the Queen of England. I'm walking down the street. It's the 4th of July. Patriotic. Rock fly eagle, baby. Caw-caw! So I'm walking down. I got my blue jeans on and I'm listening to my Bruce Springsteen and I'm doing the jig. I'm dancing down the street, having a good time, and then boom, someone walks up to me. They're wearing a weird looking hat and they're like, "Hey man," except they had this weird funky accent. They're like, "Hey man, would you like some tea and crumpets?" And I said, "Nah, man." And I took it. I threw them into the pond. I mean, not the pond. That's a British saying. I threw them into the harbor, and I said, "No taxation without representation." Boom. That's what I did.
Wow, that's aggressive. One of our previous guests, Eric, I think I'm just gonna keep these. He just sent us a big box of toast and beans, and
No.
said something about how I need to keep it out of the hands of the smelly French. So I'm just gonna hold on to this one. And then I think that's basically the DeWitts are kept up. I think it's time to put TJ in the hot seat.
Oh
Okay.
boy.
Well, TJ, this is a tough one. Toast or beans? You can only pick one.
Well, I'm gonna have to go with toast. I had to think really long and hard about that one.
All
About
right. All right.
0.5 seconds.
So if someone hands you a piece of toast and you're like, "Oh, thanks for the toast," and then they just start pouring beans all over it, what do you do?
Well, first I'd look at them, and then I'd say, "This is beans." And then when they say, "Yes, those are beans," I'd say, yeah, not the kind of beans I want." And I would probably either pie them in the face with the beans on toast, so that they really get a taste of what they're trying to serve me, or I would very politely just go toss it in the bin, as they would say, and then I would question what brought them to think that beans on toast was even a bright idea.
No, that checks out. All right, TJ, how hot's your seat?
I would say probably about 95 Fahrenheit.
All right, not bad, not bad. I think we can turn that up. So you ready here?
I'm ready.
QD or QU?
Cutie,
Okay. BTS or EXO?
BTS,
All right. Red or yellow?
red.
Okay.
Ooh.
Dota or LOL?
Probably Lowell,
Good
begrudgingly.
choice. Yeah, good choice. What's your favorite cheese?
Probably mozzarella or Parmesan. Probably mozzarella.
Okay. All right. What about your favorite cheese? But this time cheese is spelled with a Z.
Ooh, whiz.
Good choice. You only get one. Q, W, E, or R?
Probably Q, because I like spamming the button.
Not bad. All right. So, in 30 seconds or less, as more young people struggle with anxiety, how should we as a society react to this epidemic?
Oh, well, that's easy. It's obviously all in their head. Therapy, it doesn't work, and we should just start euthanizing the population, starting with the elderly.
Wait. Wouldn't it be called elderinizing then?
I think the proper term is sterilize, but who's counting?
Well, I think Nazi Germany for one.
And that's the Nazi meter for this podcast. Looks like I'm going to have to cut you boys off. That's your time limit. Wow, I don't know, Eric. What do you think? I think we really got to the heart of who TJ is as a person, and I think everyone now knows more about him.
I don't think we could have asked anything else that could have portrayed TJ differently. This is him at his core, really.
Yeah, I would say so.
All right, Eric, you want to give the people what they want?
Obviously they want money,
Begrudgingly.
and we don't have
No,
any of that.
that's what Big Rose pays us to make this mediocre podcast for them for.
That's it. No, what they pay us is in their loving support in the comments, and that's right. We got a slew of questions coming in from last week's podcast.
Wow, we have more than 2 questions? What is this?
Okay, so this one is written in. It says, "Hey Dewey Bros, wow, such a cool pod. I have hot plants that grew over the top of my car, and now it's attached to my driveway. I bet it was a prank from my neighbor Steve. Any advice would be appreciated, comma, Seth."
Ooh, I don't know, Seth. That's a tough one.
That is tough.
Yeah.
So obviously the hops they keep growing. And I'm not able to slander homegrown hops because of the non-existent currency that they send us. I believe it's called dew bucks. They send us a whole slew of dew bucks every week, and if you have hops on your car, might as well just transform it into a mobile brewery, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I think your car is essentially a trellis at this point, and you're going to have to start commuting some other way to work. There's no 2 ways about it. Tell your boss you have to telecommute because you can't drive it out. You're locked in. TJ, do you have any experience with having your car overgrown by hop plants in the matter of 2 days? It's a long weekend maybe, and now your car is stuck in your driveway. Let's say at least until August.
No, I definitely can say that I've had a lot of things happen to my poor vehicle. I can't say that I've had any experience with what was his name, Seth? With
Well, the neighbor is Steve, though.
Oh, Steve,
I think
right.
really he's behind it.
Yeah, I think the first thing you should do is probably figure out where is the source. Are you being pranked? Are you being sabotaged? Is it the government?
Oh,
and
that's good. That's true.
And then from that you're able to start probably looking things up online, or if you really want to go off the grid with it so that the FBI doesn't know that you're onto them, then you go to the local library, and you obviously will have to walk there, and then you're just going to have to start doing some deep dive research and trying to figure out why you were targeted. Do you know too much?
One of the nice things about hot plant booby traps is that they are already off the grid. They're solar powered.
Oh,
wow, that's good. See, if I ever have to go off the grid, or if I have to do research, my favorite source of information are the nice people over on 4chan, I believe. No, 8chan, where I'm in this one group called like the Q Storm, and they just know everything. They really help me out with all my issues.
How much did they help when you had to cram for that statics test, Eric? How much
Um,
calculus could they help you with?
Well, so the trick was it wasn't any calculus. They just told me that the government was lying to me and that statics aren't real because things are always in motion. The government's always moving, man. You never know. The key players are never on the top. You gotta get deeper. You gotta go. They're there. The lizard people are running the government. So
So,
that's what I would
how'd you
have
do
to
on
say.
that test last semester?
I don't know. Numbers are really arbitrary, man. I'm
Oh,
pretty
okay, makes
sure
sense.
that my professor was working for the deep state, so they didn't give me full points, okay?
It checks out. Checks out.
Yeah, well, so what I was gonna say to my boy Seth was that he should just convert his car into a food truck now that it's got hops and just sell goods out of his front yard. Quit his job. He doesn't have to go to his job now. He's got an endless supply of hops. Joke's on you, Steve. It doesn't sound like Alex is in the in the chat anymore, so who knows what happened to him. We can just keep going though. TJ, this strange guy named TJ was asking, why did the Teletubbies tweet that they're vaccinated for their tubby hot summer?
You know, I'm currently looking on Twitter and seeing how it's trending and how all the Teletubbies are, having their hot girl summer. And the only thing I can think of is that Tinky Winky, Dipsy, Lala, and Poe are just ready to, go get down with it, crack open a couple cold ones, and
Mhm.
just, have fun in whatever Teletubby land its name is. It is called Teletubby Land, isn't it?
It's probably called Teletubby Land. That's my best bet. Um, but beyond that, like, who's your favorite Tubby?
Oh, by far the Sun Baby.
Oh, the Sun Baby. Do you think the Sun Baby got vaccinated though? I
Mm,
don't know.
I don't know. I would say probably not. Something about it just screams like, that it would be against it, but maybe
Yeah,
that's also because I'm biased against babies, but who knows?
you do have a strong disdain for the babies.
That's
Um,
true.
well, from my internet research on the vaccine, I heard that directly emitting UV light kills COVID anyways. So I think the Sun Baby doesn't need to get a vaccine.
Ooh. Well, see, I can't argue with real hard science like that. So you know what? If you saw it on the internet, it's got to be true. That's all I've got to say.
Yeah, I mean that's all we can hope for. But Teletubbies, they're having a tubby hot summer. Um,
Best of luck.
Alex, are you there?
Oh, I am back now, and I assume that whatever you were talking about the Teletubbies was both PG and good for this podcast. So I think their Telly hot summer tub splash time will be great, and I'm glad that they are all vaccinated and safe to do so.
Okay, enough with these this tubby hot summer. Actually, TJ, how are you gonna have a tubby hot summer this year?
Well, there's a whole lot of plans I've got, like sitting in bed and avoiding the sun at all costs because I'm reflective. Um, and I think on top of that, the most important thing to have my tubby hot summer is to make sure that I sleep now, so that when I'm like 40 and I can't sleep, I can say, well, I already slept when I was like 20, so I don't have to sleep now. I could be a vampire.
Well, Eric, you already know what the nicest beverage to have after a hot summer day is, right? Just working all day long in the sweltering heat.
Yeah, I believe it's one of those beers from my neighborhood. My neighbor Steve is a deep state operative trying to devalue the great American dream. One of those beers from your newly converted truck thing car. That one.
No, it's actually a hot chocolate.
Oh,
And
you're right.
the best place to enjoy hot chocolate is, Eric?
Um, Let me guess. Is it right out front of that new hip store? My neighbor Steve is a deep state operative working to devalue the American dream.
Oh, that's really close. It's actually a hot tub. So after a
Oh.
hot day working all day long in the hot summer, I keep my summer tubby-tastic by getting my hot chocolate and hopping in the hot tubby for a hot tubby summer.
Oh God, I did not like that.
Not one bit.
So on a different note, we got
Yeah.
another question. So believe it
Oh,
or not,
good.
this is a 3-question podcast, baby. This commenter says, "Whoa, another exciting podcast. I want to know, is it still a water bottle if it doesn't have water in it? Thanks a bunch. Your friend, Steve." Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
This is a hot topic.
I hope
Well,
Steve doesn't know Seth. That'd be awkward.
I
Must be a
hope it's
different
not the
Steve.
same Steve because
Yeah,
we got a whole lot of neighborhood drama going on if that's
we
true.
really do. Either way, what are your thoughts, TJ?
So I think if it's just empty, then yeah, it's probably a water bottle, right? But if I'm keeping that thing by the side of my bed, and maybe I'm spitting in it, dip spit,
Ooh, TJ's a
or
dipper now.
I am not a dipper, but
No, he's just doing
I'm
snooze.
just embracing the character of somebody who would use a water bottle for something other than water, psychopaths.
Mm.
And I think at that point it is no longer a water bottle. And I think the more important question to throw back then is that water bottle wet?
Ooh. Well, if it doesn't have any water in it, it obviously isn't wet.
But see, water bottles have those little droplets that stay in them. So now is it still wet? What is water when you really boil it down?
I heard it was a government plot.
I heard actually that water was just a stigmatism around the the tubby hot summer. So everyone out there, they're trying to have a tubby hot summer, right? But the government says no. We can't let all these people have such a fun summer. We're gonna create. Well, one, they obviously made COVID. That's why last year we couldn't have a
Oh,
tubby
no.
hot summer. So this year, in Tubby Hot Summer 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Oh God, we're not ready.
The water was created to cool everyone off. So right now we just have a tubby neutral summer, which I don't know. I'm not ready for it.
I'm gonna actually answer Steve's question here by saying that a water bottle is a bottle that you only want to put water in, right? If you want to put other stuff in the water bottle, then it's just a bottle, even if that bottle might have water. It's like if you had some sort of container for storing your bread in the fridge, Eric. Maybe like a bread bag.
Okay.
Any bag can have bread in it, but only if the bag is labeled bread. Then it's a bread bag, and then you can only
Well,
put the bread in the bread bag.
well, I would argue you could put other things in a bag labeled bread. Why wouldn't you?
Well, because it's a bread bag, Eric. That would be. I mean, you're just introducing anarchy into the system, and that's unnecessary.
Okay. Hear me out. We got the bread bag. All right. I agree. Putting other like putting a liquid in the bread bag, that wouldn't be cool. But if I have a bread bag, all right, and I have, oh wow, what is this? 200 flour tortillas? Where do I want to put these? Oh no, I can't leave them out for some unknown reason. What am I gonna do with my flour tortillas?
Well, they go
If
bad on the countertop. You got to put them in a bag in the fridge.
Yeah,
It's the only way to
so
keep them fresh,
if
nice
I
and
put
sealed up.
my 200 flour tortillas in the bread bag, is that okay? Because I mean,
Well, yeah, because
they're sort of
tortillas are
bread.
bread.
All right. What if it's a corn tortilla now?
Oh, definitely not. Absolutely not. The corn cannot be turned into bread under any circumstance. I've never seen a cornbread. I wouldn't. Yeah, it may have undermined my argument. It's tricky. It's tricky.
So here's another question, a hypothetical, if you will. I'm out here. I'm enjoying breakfast, so I have a nice slice of toast. A crazy madman
toast's not bread.
A crazy English madman runs in and pours beans on my toast.
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
I don't want to eat my toast because of the bean issue.
Right, but you don't want to waste it. So you want
I don't
to
want to waste it.
later.
So if I put it in the fridge, obviously I'm going to need to put it in a bag.
You can't put it in the bread bag. Definitely not. You can put it in a normal bag.
Oh, okay. I have to put it in my bean
But you don't want to
bag?
put it. Yeah, you got to put it in the bean bag, not in the bread bag.
All right.
And once you
Another
put it in
hypothetical.
once you put it in the bean bag, then you can use it as a chair.
Or a cornhole thrower.
Correct.
However, no. One final hypothetical. So I got my bread bag in the fridge. On the shelf above it is my bean bag. All right. What if by the forbidden fridge gnomes they
Yeah.
come in and they move things around in my fridge and they
It happens
accidentally
every time to me.
they accidentally pop my bean bag and the beans spill out all into the bread bag. What would happen?
Why is your bread bag open? The reason you have a
It's
sealed
not
bread
open. It also got popped in the shuffle from the fridge.
that's an unmitigated fridge disaster. You really need to get some sort of way to keep those fridge gnomes out. My fridge gnome is named Alex, and he eats all the leftovers. It's a real problem.
TJ, have you ever had a run-in with some fridge gnomes?
Yeah. I think the biggest offender is my brother. He's always going in that fridge and, just rummaging through stuff, eating what doesn't belong to him. And then when you confront him, he's just like, it wasn't me. He'll have crumbs on his face covered in chocolate, like a little kid on Christmas Eve who, is like sneaking downstairs and he's just deer in headlights. And then you're like, well, where's my sandwich? And he's like, I don't know who ate it, as he's chewing it. I think the biggest thing that you could do is you just start getting a wooden spoon and you just pop, 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 teach him a lesson.
Capital punishment. Rain down capital punishment on this poor man.
I think gnomes are a menace. And you have to spray for them. All right, Eric, it's time to wrap up this podcast. We got to thank our sponsors.
Well, I would like to first and foremost thank Homegrown Hops being planted around Seth's car and causing a terrible kermuffle in the car industry.
This podcast this week is brought to you by Beans and Toast. Mix them together for an English breakfast. Beans and toast.
I would also have to thank the fridge gnomes because they have paid us a lot of money to advertise that they're just doing their job. Come on, don't hate on a fridge gnome just because they're different. They're beings just like you and I.
Don't let Noam Chomsky start a revolution in your fridge. This podcast is brought to you, as always, by Big Rose. Eric and I need those Big Rose bucks in order to keep this podcast rolling.
They give us all the do bucks, so
exactly. Keep sending the do bucks.
We couldn't have done it without the Teletubbies' new promotion, Tubby Hot Summer. Get out there, enjoy your hot tubs, get tubbing, and remember, Teletubbies.
Most importantly, this podcast is brought to you by, that's right, you, the listeners, who post thoughtful questions for us to answer in the comment section. Otherwise, Eric and I would have to make them up and put them in the comment section before our videos, and that doesn't seem likely. TJ, do you have anybody else you want to thank before we wrap this podcast up here?
Yeah, I want to thank the Dewey mother. If she's out there, hello. Thanks for giving birth to these two wonderful boys so that I could come on this lovely show. Other than that, I want to let everybody know to have a hot tubby summer and keep your beans away from your toast.
DJ, the only thing that section will see is the cutting room floor. I hope you know that.
I was going to say the most wholesome thing anyone has ever said on this. One final thing, I would also like to thank the great people over on 8chan spreading the word, belief, and remember, don't be a sheeple. Just because I listen to what everyone else says on that forum, don't be a sheeple. Come on, be smart, think for yourself, understand that the government's a deep state.
The Dewey Brothers podcast is not responsible for any radicalization, self-radicalization, or deep state conspiracies you pick up by browsing 8chan. Please, again, just don't do that. Thank you very much, a Dewey Brothers podcast. Okay, Eric. Anyway, I think we need to. So this has been season 5, episode 5. Thanks for coming, Dewey Brother podcast. I'm Alex.
I'm Eric.
I'm TJ.
And for the love of God, man,
Just send it to the Capitol and in sight of revolution, my brothers. January 6th was only the beginning.
Oh no, we're on a list now. This isn't good.